Let us continue playing Motorsport Manager as we continue our quest to be best of the rest behind the Mercedes, Ferraris and Red Bulls. And trying to keep the Williams the Williams who are actually in this Windsor racing behind us here. They are the better car. Arguably so are Kitano and Corsa and probably Thornton. But still, we're doing okay at keeping the gap reasonably high, and hopefully if we can maintain that to the end of the season, we will finish 4th. I don't think there's any chance of us catching up on any of the higher teams because our car just isn't that good yet. We have 6.7 in the bank and we are losing money every race, but overall, I reckon things are okay. Poll, we have an interview. We will accept the interview. Balcazar's crash. We'll blame Balcazar for that. That's probably going to hurt us in the long run, but I honestly think, based on the way the race looked, it looked as if it was just, you know, hit from behind. I might just stop doing the interviews. I've mentioned this before, but nothing good seems to come from them. Okay, so car upgrades. We're currently building our gearbox, which I believe is our... Yeah, that'll be our epic level 1, which will be probably holding our parts for next year. So that'll be 2 down. And then we can start working on the other stuff, which all is generally much quicker to build. So, going on to improvements now. So we do want to get this gearbox up and running. We do want to keep working on, at the very least, that gearbox. So that will be done quickly enough. I suppose I should probably have... Yeah, we'll do... Is that what I want to do? I think we'll go 15-15 for the moment. Because we do want that to be in shape here. And there we go. So designing gearbox is done. The reliability will do 2 days later. So that should hopefully get it close enough that we don't need it to be much higher. Okay, dealership is taking acting lessons and marketability keeps going up. All good. Continue. Okay. So the gearbox is done. We got an acceleration plus 90. That is probably one of the better parts we could have gotten for this. So that now is a very nearly done gearbox. And look at where that actually puts us. If I actually equip the things onto the car, that probably puts us 4th overall on that. Unfortunately, this is a high rule breaking part, so we can't use it. So, moving on to our other things here. Phoenix wants a high-speed rear wing. I think, though, what we're going to do is going to focus on brakes and at least get that up to the high reliability level. We can definitely build faster than this, but I want to get this done fast and just get straight onto building this legendary one, which will be our probably end of year one, actually. I'm not going to build too many more of these because we're running out of time. But if we can do this in 2 days, then that gets us set there, doesn't it? There we go. Brake is built. It's terrible, but you never know. It's just a backup. So, design new part. We want a epic level brake, which unfortunately has to have that. And since this is going to be our elite part for next year, we want the plus 50. And I guess the plus 10 here is all we can really do with this. I could build it a day quicker, but I think that'll be in race time anyway. So there's no harm in having that done. And that means we're done with brakes for this year as well. 5 million still in the bank. So overall, that's not bad at all. If we go to improvements then, what do we want to do? I say there's virtually no point in using that. There's no improvements to be gained there. So let's just improve the gearbox and... I guess any part that could potentially be usable for next year. I think everything else we're going to either have another replacement or is already at max anyway. We'll have another brake, which will be our elite one. So now I guess reliability parts for stuff we're actually going to be using. Sounds good to me. So reliability on engine. Might as well finish off reliability there, and reliability on suspension. And get that as close. Actually, these two don't need it. Those three don't need it, really. But that will do there. Meanwhile, we have a vote. So this is spec front wings, and it seems as if this is going to be voted against anyway. I'm therefore going to abstain. Okay, so we're not going to have spec front wings. It might actually have been beneficial to us, but there was no chance of really swinging that vote either way. And it does mean I'm now holding 5 votes, as is Thornton for the refueling ban. And I might be inclined to take that, because that at least change how this is going. So, travel to Phoenix. So, let's go and fit our parts then, shall we? So we obviously don't want this new wing. I mean, technically speaking, it'll be as good as this, although this can be improved even further, so goodness knows why we would take it. Engine's done there. Not much point in using this, but we do now have the upgraded gearbox. So we'll take that. -7. Joseph still unhappy because he is the #1 driver. We may, as I say, we're going to have some issues with him next year. He is out of contract as well, so we're going to have to really debate whether we keep him or not. I think Balcazar's done enough to definitely stay, and as much as we would love to keep Dulatev, I think we might have to replace you with a new driver to basically try and push us towards that final championship. But he does have the marketability score, which is a huge plus. It is a huge plus. Anyway, we're going to aim for 12 or above this race. If we get both targets, we do hit the thing. It is a high tyre wear circuit. Nevertheless, if we do go onto it, I imagine it will be... I don't know. I think it's still probably worth staying on the softs here. We know Balcazar in particular, and the car in general, has a very good ability to go through to maintain the tyres. We're not going to go risking stops here, but I reckon we could probably do 3 stints here. 36. So 3 12-lap stints. Doesn't seem unreasonable here, but we'll see how it is. I do miss the Oval, though. The Oval actually had some real good days for us. And Balcazar's actually gone up to 13 feedback, so I don't know whether something's happened to Balcazar recently. Or whether you've just actually hit that point. No, feedback's 12. Why is it saying then 13? I'm not complaining, I'm just wondering why. Maybe she's just got a bonus which hasn't quite stacked onto things yet. Anyway, Phoenix is 17. Make sure I'm using the right Phoenix. Yes, I am. 26.5, 22.8, minus 1.6. That sounds like I was doing some minor adjustments to get this to work, apparently. Wow, that looks completely in line, doesn't it? Am I sure I'm looking at the right one here? Hold on, where's the other Phoenix one? 8881 is what I got written down for the other one, but that one is the Oval. I'm sure it is, because it's got a ridiculously low downforce. Well, we'll equip that and see what happens. I'll try it here as well. So that was a 17, 26.5. It definitely says Phoenix by my notes. Definitely does. Or maybe I was looking at Vancouver then at the end. Yeah, I was looking at Vancouver. Oh, God darn it. I can't even read along the line. That's how bad my notes are, apparently. So this is 75.88, which makes much more sense in line of things. And if we go back here, so... yeah, Phoenix is 21.2, 75 and 88. So the handling's right on the edge of that line, but let's just see how this goes. Continue, take practice. Pause, and we'll send Balcazar out. So we'll do a quali... we will actually do a quali stint, I think, just because we do need to go and grab the... yeah, okay. Double quali stint. Go out there. Get the setup done. So Balcazar leads Dulatev. I didn't check the weather for this one, but we should be fine. It's 29 degrees and sunny. I don't think we're going to have any weather during practice, at least. So 1 lap and 10%. So that means they can do about 8 laps. Running way too much angle on the wings. Okay. That's good to know. Do I want to just bring Balcazar in then? Yeah, let's bring them both in actually here. Okay, so running too much angle on the wings. That's fine. Yeah, it's definitely 17 and... Okay, so let's run that down to 15.5. That's done minor adjustments to the other bits here. We'll send you out for another quali stint on the same tyres. Off you go. So is a bit happier with things, but I think we'll again lower your downforce by at least a point. Maybe a little more. Go to 15.5. Click the handling back that way. And basically we're going to do an in-out. So they're probably going to go straight in at the end of this stint. Or the end of this sort of outlap. Especially if we hit the point of level 1 and level 1. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a 5% quality boost. Now we want to concentrate on the race boost. So let's go bring in, bring in. Okay, that was an improvement, though the speed balance has gone down. Okay, so we're going to have to do some work here, I think. So we know the speed balance was better where it was. So let's go and knock the thing a couple of clicks towards top speed. So that was good. That was great. We'll try it there. Might even just turn this back 1 click here. We know we're not far off, but that suggests that maybe that's a good place to be. Downforce we haven't got exactly right either, so let's go and just do a minor tweak. Putting that up there. And we'll then go onto race trim. Same tyres, because we might as well. And they will last 12 laps in Balcazar. 10 at least. Oh, Dulatev has got it spot on. That's helpful. 98. Okay. That's extremely good for us. Let's try and adjust the cambers just to see if we can get any further benefit out of this. Out on the soft tyres. Hopefully you'll be out sooner. Let's go out and get that race level 2 then. So race 2 soft free is the target from here. Hopefully we're close enough. I'm imagining that Balcazar may have to do some slight adjustments, but we'll see. We can always bring her in a little bit if we decide we need to anyway, but Balcazar's the one who's got the 13 stat for this at the moment. Okay, Balcazar's happy with the speed balance. Good. I'm just having a leisurely drive around this. Dulatev remembering past glories down that back straight. Unfortunately, these past glories are going to also now include Balcazar going around the outside. Alright, let's bring Balcazar in because we'll have enough time to go and do an adjustment here. Okay, that's much better. So race 2, soft free. I think it might even be worth now going onto the medium tyre here. So let's do another tweak here. So we know that was okay, that was great, that was great. Let's go back the other way. Go to 18.8, race stint, and put on the soft. Bit of a gamble this one, but we think we can get level 3 with just Dulatev running out there. We might, from this, be able to get the soft, which will give us options. In fact, once we hit soft free, we may just then go for Dulatev as well. Just see how this goes. That should be interesting. Yeah, Dulatev's now destroyed his tyres, which is interesting. 20%. So maybe we do have to bring him in here. In fact, he's coming in anyway. And yay, that's almost perfect timing. Right, so Dilhav has proven the absolute maximum on these tyres and what it happens to be. So here's an interesting point. So we didn't lose anything, but we did make this progressively worse. So let's try that. Race stint and soft tyres. Not imagining much from this, but we might just squeeze race... Oh, we're not going to squeeze race 3 out of this. Might get soft 1 though. That seems closer. Especially as I think they'll finish the lap they're on, or at least Balcazar will. Yeah. Alright. Mostly objective achieved. It's as good as we could probably have managed. But a triple excellent with Dulatsev now. Pretty lame practice session from us. Well, I think it... But knock a drink off. That was always a good start. I think we did what we set out to do here. So let's now see how we can qualify. So we got the plus 20% boost here. Car setup then. Apparently we made that slightly worse trying that. So that suggests actually then we want to go even further with this. So I'm going to try it like that, I think, and then yeah, we're going to try it like that. 99 from Dulatsev, no need to adjust anything. New set of softs, off we go. And Balcazar, straight out you go. And again, we'll set them out on auto. I've given up trying to get this qualifying to work, as you may have gathered, but at least I want to control how it happens. So here we go then. Balcazar leading off. Dulatsev behind. Clean track, hopefully in front of us. No weather on the horizon. And we're out in front of that little bit of gap of traffic there, so that's good. So Balcazar, of course, purple in Sector 1, already beaten though by Becker and the other low runners, but only 2 tenths. That's not as bad as it might have been. 8 tenths there. Oops. That felt like a good lap, 57 seconds. So Balcazar 1.3 off the pace. Lippinen's ahead of us. That's possibly a worry. But we're expecting a better race pace. So Lippinen and Fischer. So that's what I mean. These are our 2 target cars, really. Okay. So about where we would expect to be, in all fairness. And plenty of time to have another go. So it doesn't have to improve much to get ahead of Blanc. Balcazar can get ahead of Fischer and at least split these 2 off. So there is definitely incentive to have another go in a moment. And we do have the tyres as well. Also, that was a 99 setup, so now at least she's going to be a bit better on this setup. Let's go straight out. And let's go and send out Dulatsev as well. So currently following Modi behind on Balcazar's car, but that shouldn't be a massive hindrance here. Again, perfect overheated and good overheated. So Dulatsev not able to keep that under as good control here, but Balcazar faster in Sector 1. 1.9 off the pace, which is encouraging. She was about 2 tenths. Second down after second sector. Up to 9th. She has done what I set out to do. She split the 2 Williams there. Dulatsev, did you improve? Dulatsev did improve, but not enough to gain a position. And we will have one more go at this, I think. Wait for the track grip to improve a little more, and we'll be the last of the lot. Last of the late lunges, I think. So, the leader goes out. Well, we can probably leave it about to 1 minute and 20. And I think we might risk that for... Might have a go at that with Balcazar here. See exactly how late we can leave this. Okay, 125. Plus the tyre change, actually. Whoops. Well, she's got 58 seconds to make it round there. She's most of the way around this already, so let's hope. She should be the last person across the line, though. Which, you know, gives her the optimal track grip. Assuming, of course, she's going to start the time in time. Fischer does get past Lipponen, so here we go. Critical lap now. Balcazar, come on, PBs. Ah, scrubbed the first sector. But, can she improve it? Sector 2. Does get a personal best in Sector 2. This has got a shot. Don't think that was an improvement. That was not. Duletev wasn't able to improve either. But it was worth a go. So we're behind the two rival cars at this stage. And it's as you would expect at the front. So, not a bad qualifying session in all fairness, but pretty much where we expect to be. Right, Balcazar then, engine expert, and we will go for the super soft tyre bonus. Then we will go on to a full race trim super soft for Duletev. So, car setup. Now, we know these will do 10 to 12 laps. We have 36 to do. It's possible we can make these do 12. It's very possible, but I don't think it's going to be that sort of race, so we're going to have to do probably a super soft, soft, and then super soft again. But we definitely want to start on this tyre. We'll go down to 10 laps. We're probably going to try and cook these tyres a little bit. Maybe go 9 laps on this first stint, then go for a long, soft stint, and then go into the race normally for the last stint. That seems to be the best of plans. We're also good on fuel. Balcazar is generally, so I think 10 laps is perfectly reasonable to put in the car at this stage. Then we will go on to Duletev, who will probably... How long do we think he needs to go? So he can do medium, he can do soft or soft here, in all fairness. But I think we, again, could do him doing an alternate strategy, maybe. Go very long on the hardest tyre here. Start mid-pack, do half the race on these, then go for a double soft stint, which seems the best way round. Or maybe a soft, medium, soft again. Alright, we'll start him on the fast. We'll start him fast. And he's only going to have about 8 laps of fuel in the car. We'll give him 9 just for pushing ability, but potentially he could be very quick from here. All out attack to start with. We're fairly confident in our engine and stuff, so let's see what happens. So, Balcazar starting 9th, Duletev starting 13th. The two rival cars in front of us, Lipponen and Fischer. Off we go. It's a good start by Balcazar. We got ourselves up into past one of them. Unfortunately, they're going to get past again because we were blocked by the teammate. And now it's just a case of can we sneak past it. It's about 6 abreast down into the first chicane. And Balcazar is losing out big time here. Duletev made a good... Oh! Good lunge. Okay, Balcazar up to 6th. In fact, up into 5th. We're past the Red Bull as well. Gonzalez ahead of us there. Not going to be for long. Balcazar's on charge. And that is not a bad start at all. We're going to go neutral high for the bits. And we will probably go neutral high with Duletev as well. Because as much as we'd love to push these, we know we can't make the last quite as long as we would want. So, let's start speeding up. And Duletev back into 13th place. So, behind the Red Bull, effectively. And there's a big crowd of cars behind us. The lead 3 just getting away from this. Balcazar, though, in a good position right now. The two cars we're rivaling with, Lipponen and Fischer, in 8th and 9th. We are hanging with the leaders, which is exactly where we want to be at that moment. Exactly where we want to be. Tyre temperatures are fine. There's no crashes as of yet either. Piguet sets the fastest sector 2, so he's obviously attacking. Actually, where did Fischer go? Fischer has now got Duletev right in front of him. So good overtake by Duletev there. So Duletev's doing okay at the moment. So Balcazar trying to just hang this out a little bit. How are we doing on fuel? We've got about 6 laps of fuel in the car if we were to conserve with Balcazar, so we're going to go for 5. That puts us at 10, which was target lap. Duletev might hit target lap as well. In fact, if we go conserving on Duletev now, we might have a good shot at hitting target lap with him. Fischer has just gone off the rails here. He did start in the softs, though. And Balcazar's now starting to fall back into the clutches of Surkov here, but that's fine. We would expect that. We're in the middle of much faster cars, after all. Alright, conserve for the moment. So Duletev reckons he can do 2 laps, does he? That's probably about right, actually. So if we go neutral, overtake with Duletev, I'm going to keep an eye on this for the moment. We'll keep Balcazar in the same strategy for the moment. She's going to do 1 more lap after all. And see where we happen to be at the end of this lap. But I think this might be where we go in. Piguet, I've just noticed ahead of us, has got a real problem at the moment. So yeah, 1 lap to go. Let's go for our attack lap then. So Duletev on low fuel, warning. Let's go attack. I just realised how, because we lost the tyres immediately. Alright, so we're going to go on to the hardest compound of tyre after this, and we're going to put 17 laps of fuel in the car. This may not be the best of strategies. In fact, we might even just go with 16. Which gets us close. I think we might have to put Duletev on the softs here at the end of the race rather than the mediums, but clearly this is the only way we can make this work. So, okay. 16 laps of fuel. We'll go for a fast pit stop. Have a go. Balcazar then. Let's go up to medium and let's just see where you are on the track. If we go medium, how much can you go for this? So, Piguet's now in our grasp right now. Yeah, okay, this is overtake time. So overtake attack, and we're going to have to pit. I'm surprised it's this early, though. The reason I'm surprised it's this early is because I might have miscalculated on the fuel here. So I should have to pit on lap 9. I prefer to go 2 laps if I can here, but I don't think I can afford the low fuel rate. We'll have a go, though. Not for long, but... Okay. Let's get back to neutral and let's... Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. So let's go double attack, pit. Make the best of our bad situation here. Go in for a new set of soft tyres. Try to gain some advantage here. 9. Put 10 laps of fuel in the car again. Puts us to 17, and we may then have to go onto the medium to be safe. But hopefully we can last until the soft. But this is where we need to be aggressive and fast and not be overtaken by Becker. So in comes Duletev out of the pits. We need to low fuel this. There was a mistake on the refueling. Duletev drops into 19th place and is lapped. Keep going, Duletev. Balcazar also in the pits. Let's go low. And where is... Okay, we came out in 10th place, right behind Holtz, Fischer, and Fox, who are the soft runners. So let's hope we don't get stuck behind these too much. They're actually having to pit now, so our tyres have lasted basically as long as the softs have. Valks are also trying the low fuel strategy, which is not a good idea. So let's go high neutral here and get attacking. I think Duletev may do the same thing here. So after all that, we're now behind Sharp on the medium tyres. And we could do a getting past here. We are on the better tyres, and we can't afford to really be staying behind him for too long. Unless we try and conserve and make these last, but let's just see how this goes. We might not be able to catch him. No, we're not going to be able to catch him, so let's go conserve medium. Here, we're going to have to try and just make these tyres last now. I think same thing with Dulatev. Just see how long he can go into this race. He's in 16th place, so he's got, unfortunately, not a lot of going for him right now. What is going for Balcazar is that Balcazar has gained a lot of time over Surikov, who was the main rival. We're 11.1 and still accelerating away at this stage of the race, so going soft here is helping, but we are going to have to make a pit stop and be on the slower tyre in a bit. Mind you, we are gaining on the leaders somewhat. Occasionally, we're matching pace with the leaders, which has got to be an encouraging thing for right now. Might even still have a shot at getting to second the way this is going. And we're trying to conserve. We are. I promise you we're trying to conserve. Slipstream. 0.4, 0.3. No, not enough. If this is the oval, we'd probably be past already, but yeah, 5 laps on this fuel seems a bit dodgy. Also, the gap has now plummeted. Well, importantly, Lippinen and Fischer are massively behind us here. Oh, I'm amazed that... Okay. Balcazar just straight up ahead. That now might actually be benefiting us now. If he was slowing us up, then that has just released Balcazar for a bit. We don't have a lot of laps left in these tyres, though. So low-medium. In fact, low-high for the moment. We're only going to get 3 laps, I reckon. But let's make sure they're good laps. 2.5. So we are the fastest moving car on the track right now. But Surikov has just closed the gap so much to us. I mean, good. We're safe to Becker, I suppose, which is the one encouraging thing. So Balcazar might be in the lead of the race in a moment, doing the ultra-conserve strategy. So we just crossed the line here. We can only do 1 lap anyway, so here is our attack lap. Attack, attack, pit. 16 laps still to go. That is doable on the soft tyres if we're careful. So that is what I'm aiming for now. We're only going to put 15 laps of fuel in the car because I know how this game works. Meanwhile, how is Dulatev doing? Dulatev is going to have to start backing up here because his tyres are too warm. He's too aggressive on them, clearly. Meanwhile, Balcazar now trying to get any minuscule advantage here by getting past this Ferrari. Does so. Balcazar leads the race and goes straight into pits. Didn't really ultimately help her a lot, but hey. In theory now she doesn't have to pit and everybody else does, even the guys in the mediums currently. And we'll have the better tyres right this moment. Good, good. Alright, low fuel this out of the pits to be on the safe side. Neutral. And neutral medium, and Balcazar is away. In fact, we might neutral high this. At least for a little bit, until we know things. Meanwhile, Dulatev will be on the faster tyre in a little bit, but is so far behind Balcazar right now, and is actually being hunted down by Fox. Actually, we overtook Fox, so that's okay. I was looking at the sort of tyre wear rates and thinking, oh, that's not good. But okay. So Balcazar now will go conserve here because we're already 10% down on our tyres, and these have to go 13 more laps. But 32.7 behind the leader, and closing on the leader actually as it happens. Certainly we can take this. Dulatev is now just, you know, slowing and trolling down the 13th place runner of Fox. Doesn't ultimately help our race a lot though. I think now we go high conserve here. We got 3 laps with Dulatev to try something, and then we're going to have to see where we end up. In fact, as he crosses the line, that means he's got exactly 3 laps. So So 3 laps puts, yeah, that puts him in soft tyre range. He's hit target, which is perfect. Also, Balcazar now has to go and grade to medium running for the moment because she's just crossed the line. She's basically on a fuel load now. Balcazar overtakes the car in the pit lane up to 7th, fastest of the soft runners, but Surikov behind on fresher soft tyres. So we might lose that position come the end of this. Meanwhile, Dulatev now 2 laps left on these tyres. And Surikov did get past us. That wasn't totally a surprise though, because our tyres are a bit destroyed here. Okay, this is Dulatev's in lap, so double attack and pit. And we're putting on a pair of soft boots. And how much fuel do we need? 9 laps. That should be doable. And we'll fix the rear wing for the sake of it. I don't think Dulatev's going to be competing for many points here. He might get some of the minor ones depending, but we'll see. Here, though, it's now a case of the new runners are going to be on much faster tyres than us come the end of the race. It's whether we can actually make this work from this, I guess. Okay, low fuel out of the pits because we might just need that. Mistake repairing the rear wing. Yeah, neutral. Let's see how this goes. So Balcazar now can probably afford to go high here. We need to try and squeeze the medium runners if we can. We imagine they will have to pit. Gap is 6 seconds though, and if Lipponen is at the point where his tyres should now start dying. What's his actual tyre wear here? 23. So he's never going to go on beyond that. So we're definitely going to head ahead of Lipponen, which is going to help our championship out. That's what we need to do. Obviously, where Dulatev is on track, that's depressing. Conserve for Dulatev because unfortunately he has to make these tyres last. As unfortunately does Balcazar, who's now going to have to go back up strategy on these. Up to 5th, Lipponen pits. For new softs, he's a long way back, so I imagine even going slowly we should be able to do this. Who's actually behind us? Becker and Higuet are behind us, and they're going to close in on us rather rapidly, I feel. We may not be able to hold on to this, and we have to drop down to 7th, but let's just see how this goes. Bergman and Sharp are now going to pit, and they might have to go in for softs. They might be able to take softs anyway. Is it worth pitting? The only reason I'm asking this is because if we can go and put softs on Balcazar and try and guarantee points, or we can try and hold off here. If we hold off, we're more likely to be 8th. I'm sure we are. If we super soft, the best we can probably get is about 8th, I guess. So, okay, we hold off for the moment. Meanwhile, as Dulatev has a lot of excess fuel, we're going to put the overtake button on him. Lipponen fastest, yeah. That was the worry here, I guess. And there goes Becker, we're now into 5th. So now it's whether we can keep Higuet, Lipponen, Wexler behind us. And they are closing on us. They are definitely closing. 3 laps to go. You're out of excess fuel, so we go down to medium. And let's get some excess fuel burning here. Let's just hit our point. We were just unlapped by somebody, I just noticed there. That's rather cheeky of you. Let's say, get back behind us. You just let him through. So Lipponen now is 9 seconds behind, and we're just getting held up by these guys now. Come on. We've got 2 laps to go of this. Yeah, I can't do anything with Dulatev. It's just about Balcazar at this stage, and I think Balcazar is pretty finished. We can conserve high, but I'm really doubting we can actually stay in this. Can we even beat Lipponen is a good question right now. Lipponen should be fine. He's so far behind us. I guess it wouldn't have mattered if we'd have done the Superstar strategy because we would have been much faster, but 13 for Dulatev, 7 for Balcazar. I think we still outscored the Williams cars, but I have to just double check things when we get there. Dulatev, disappointing 13th position, really. But we hit both sponsor targets, means we do get money out of this race. Yeah, I'm slightly disappointed we couldn't make the softs, a super soft all strategy work, but it was looking optimistic. If we'd have taken better care of our softs, we might have gone 11-11, and then that could have possibly raised it, but it still would have been a gamble. We might have been on better tyres and not have to conserve them so hard, I guess, but either way. So we gain 6 points there. Windsor team, however, get 5 points, so we do extend our gap in the team championship by a single point, and they all count. They do all count. 35 then after 10 rounds, 5 to go. But yeah, we were leading that race at some stage. It's always depressing being that low when we do that. Okay, so Pit Stop Legend has been unlocked for Balcazar. I think they showed we had that anyway, but maybe we lost it a little earlier because I know she did take a morale hit. Actually, that's probably what it is. She took a morale hit and now that's recovered. So it's R, plus a small, tiny amount of money. And as we can look for that low bar there, we have new sponsors to pick up in the next phase of the race here. So 2 new sponsors for slot 1 and slot 5. Hopefully we'll be able to get some race bonuses that are actually somewhat more significant than what we were using before. But if not, we shall see. So, this is Shadowloss 2012. 5 million in the bank. Parts working towards next year. Looking okay, has to be said. Let's actually fit the parts here that are absolute optimal for next season, just to see where we actually... Oh, that's the only thing we can actually do there, put the new gearbox on. But if we do that, where actually are we? Okay, we're still overall 8th, 5th best. Alright. Well, it puts us closer to mid, and we can probably make up the rest of the difference at some stage there. We do, however, have to turn this off because, you know, rule risk. So, until the next time then.